Mr. Gavaskar, fair to say that Delhi season is over?
Yes, I think so. I think it's now going to be impossible for them to qualify for the knockouts, and they can only be party poopers and spoil sports for the other teams, like they were for the Mumbai Indians the other day. They will probably make life difficult for the odd team, and that's again if their batting clicks. And the batting is not clicking at the moment, apart from that one game against the Mumbai Indians. So unless Jayawardene and Sehwag get them off to a good start, I think the rest of the batting is pretty much iffy. That's a harsh sort of judgment, but that's the way we have seen it for 7 matches now.
Sunny, Adam Gilchrist is really struggling now, isn't he? Should he follow Sangakkara's example and perhaps drop himself? I know it's a harsh reality. He's been a great player, he's been a great athlete and a great sportsman.
But 67
but
I
think
7 matches.
40 plus now. Is it time for him to follow Sangakkara's example and perhaps drop himself?
Well, Sangakkara has done that. Mathews has done that. And both of them younger than Gilchrist and playing regular cricket. So if they sometimes are struggling despite playing regular cricket, it's not going to be easy for Adam Gilchrist, who hardly ever plays any cricket apart from the IPL. I mean, to the best of my knowledge, he doesn't play any other grade of cricket. I'm not sure whether he plays some club cricket in Western Australia. But without that, this is a problem when you're past, say, 35. If you have a little bit of a gap, say 5-6 weeks of gap, it's very difficult to come back, because you might mentally be there, mentally be back for everything, but the body just takes a little longer. And I think in Gilchrist's case, despite him looking very fit, I think the reflexes are just a little bit slow.
Can you not get him a game for Dada Union or something?
No, he doesn't qualify for the other Union.
Well, barring of course Gilchrist's form, they have now won. Punjab has won 4 out of 7 matches that they've played. Would you say that they're winning at just the right time?
They're winning ugly, and that's a good thing. That's what great teams do. They haven't hit their stripes yet at all, I think. They've got a few problems here and there, but they've got 4 wins, so you're going to have to give them some respect. We all know, I think you'll definitely need about 9 wins the way things are going to get into the final. So, and where those finals will be, we still don't know yet, whether it be at Chennai, the qualifying, or they play all the matches in Kolkata. But I like to just quickly look at the decision makers of Delhi, how they pick their team.
And there's so many batting combinations that they've already worked on.
They struggle with their top 3. They haven't got top 3. They've got 2 good players. They haven't got 3 great players in the top 3, I don't think. They don't have a power hitter. They don't have 2 strike bowlers with the new
Unless, of course,
nut.
clicks.
Correct. They don't have 2 strike bowlers with the new ball. You need to get wickets in those first 6 overs.
But surely that's why
they don't have a spinner. Or anyone to bowl it down.
That's why they brought the great man in to take decisions.
Well, I'll tell you,
to take bold decisions, which he can, and I think he will, because his pep talk against Mumbai certainly worked, but today it did not. I mean, it was a game between 2 pretty ordinary sides, and as Dino says, they keep on winning, but winning ugly. They're not convincingly winning. They made hard work of a small total of 120,
Punjab,
which is not very convincing.
Right.
No jokes at all. You told Viv Richards, I'll give you 3 months and I'll give you $400,000. Get yourself ready. You'll play a lot better than what this Delhi team is. I'm telling you, he would.
I think for $400, $4,000, 1 or 2.
We'll join him. I think so. Sonny and I might help him push him out there. It'll be a lot of fun. Yeah.
Well, that's actually something that Mr. Gavaskar, you told Sir Viv Richards the other day, that he's looking fit enough to play himself.
That's right. He's always been, very fitness conscious, and he's always, kept himself in trim. It was no surprise to see him, completely, flat tummy, looking still as menacing as ever. And to be sure, somebody like him, give him couple of matches, and he'll be hitting that ball sweetly. He'll be hitting that ball powerfully. Yeah. And he could well challenge Chris Gale's record of 130 balls.
We saw how good Gale was today, and we understand, we all know how great the Viv Richards is. And with all respect to you, Sonny, and to you, Farokh, he's probably the greatest player I ever saw in all formats of the game that I played. I always thought that he would take to this game with these big bats, the new rules, he'll do this game very easily. But what I saw today with Chris Gale, I'm starting to think, I feel a bit disappointed we haven't seen more of that type of quality. He was a gun player in Test cricket, Chris Gale, on 1 days. Yep. But I feel a bit disappointed he's let us a bit down. Do you feel that at all, Sonny?
Well, I mean, Chris Gale loves the T20 format. It's just right up his alley. I mean, like I said, 1100s in T20 cricket. Nobody's anywhere near. So it just tells you that there are players who feel at home in different forms of the game, and the great players will always be able to make the adjustment from Test cricket to 50 overs cricket to 20 overs cricket. And don't forget, Chris Gale's got 2 triple hundreds in Test cricket as well. So he's got plenty of runs at the Test level. He's right up there, Chris Gale. But because people think of him more as a T20 player, they probably don't give him the respect that he deserves as a Test player as well. And for my money, that man is a very, very good bowler. If you want a couple of overs bowled, he's tall. He's got these fastish off spinners which he bowls right in the block hole, doesn't allow you to get under the ball in it, and he can be pretty useful as a bowler as well.
Well, he's a good batsman.
Right. He's a very
good batsman. He's a good bowler, and he's a fantastic dancer as well.
He really fires it in the block hole, as Sunny said, and it's a very hard ball to get away with. You've got to play straight.
And likes a glass of rum.
Oh,
he loves a glass
West
of rum.
Indian doesn't?
Which West Indian doesn't?
But very quickly before we wrap up this discussion, talking about Sir Viv coming in and helping the Delhi Daredevils out. Mr. Gavaskar, he of course came in a little too late in this particular season, but do you think he can turn Delhi's fortunes around next season, or do Delhi have to really take some really hard decisions come season 7?
Well, I mean, there's one decision that'll be pretty easy because, when you have heard everybody from the Delhi team talking about Viv Richards, I think that one decision to make him the head coach or in charge of the whole thing would be the easiest decision. And what that does, it gives Viv Richards the opportunity to plan that much ahead, to think in terms of meeting around. Maybe what the franchises should be doing really is whoever is their coach, they should be calling them to watch matches in India, because 7 players from the Indian team from India have to be in the franchise 11.
Right.
So they've got to go and have a look at some of the younger players, say watch the under 19, watch a bit of Ranji Trophy. That'll help when they go out to pick their team for the next season.
Yeah, would he have the
Very
time
interesting analysis,
with all his commitments around the world? Would he have the time? Sunny is absolutely spot on there. That's the best way to get Delhi back on the track, whosoever he is.
But if he has the time, then that's a great suggestion for Viv Richards to transform from team ambassador to head coach of the team. Well, gentlemen, thank you all so much for joining us this evening. That's unfortunately all the time we have on discussion.